Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Michael, and I present to you Gibran Hamden.
I'm Gibran. Nice to meet you.
We are shooting the shit on a classic weekend here in the Valley of the Sun, Phoenix, Arizona. Gibran, what are you up to?
I'm working on the second painting in my series called Off Duty and struggling through it. And yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Tell us a little bit more about Off Duty.
Off Duty is an idea that to paint and illustrate objects that are taking a break from their ordinary roles, as I think we all should have the opportunity to do from time to time. So this one, do I want to go into it? Sure.
Yeah.
This is an orange taking a swim in a swimming pool while an orange juice glass is on the deck of the pool. It's going to be his fate or her fate. He's just not ready to kind of get to that place yet. So he's just taking a little swim. And this has been a beast. My first painting was tennis balls taking a swim in a lake next to a tennis court. And it came very fast, and I painted it very well. This one, I'm not painting very well. So just keep working and see what happens.
Alexa, turn it down.
Is he trying to change my music?
No, not change it. Maybe just turn it down just in case.
I don't have
I like it as a
Alexa.
background.
We got off that Alexa thing, man.
Gibran,
I don't mess with the Alexa thing.
what else?
What else? We saw your beautiful wife drop you off, Ashley Hayes. Michael. I love Ashley. She's a very prominent real estate agent here in the Valley and also in Seattle. Very talented, very good at her job.
Soon to be New York as well.
Soon to be New York. She sold our house in Seattle, helped us buy it, and then sold it.
Let me ask you, the thing that's been on my mind lately is this Sedona trip that I was on.
Okay.
Let me know if you need me to move.
No, you're good.
Have you been?
I have been to Sedona.
What's
It's amazing.
What is your thoughts on Sedona?
Oh, Sedona is amazing.
Come on.
I love Sedona.
Oh, wow. Okay, keep going.
I mean, I think Sedona visually does something to your body and gets you in a physical space that is very enjoyable. I do think that I couldn't do it full time because I've learned about myself, having lived in the different places that we have, that I need a little bit more of the hustle and bustle. But I love Sedona. Why? What did you think about Sedona?
Again, I think maybe because we're not... I enjoy when I'm in Arizona, just being kind of where we are in Arizona,
Okay.
in our little section of Arizona,
Okay.
that I get a lot of the, call it peace and reflection and just, I don't know, joy of just being where we already are. And I think going to Sedona was I was great, get it. And I would use it maybe as a retreat, for that type of weekend maybe. But again, I think every weekend is so precious. I don't even want to waste the hour and a half in the car to go there. From here.
That's fair. That's
know?
fair. Why do you say every weekend is precious? Why are you making that comment?
Well,
That's
because
a
again, during the
particular
week we
comment.
have such we're in a kind of go routine of
Well, that's all you.
right, and then when the weekend hits, it's I get to actually enjoy kind of the house, the neighborhood, the playing tennis even without having to think about work related things. After when I play tennis in the morning, I play tennis and then I have my next meeting. I have my first meeting within an hour or two of that match. Let's just say.
Okay.
At least on the weekend, it's I don't have to do that. I can play for 2-3 hours. I can just enjoy that time instead of being in the routine of the week.
Well, it's interesting because I have, based on how unsuccessful I have been in multiple ventures,
not true, but yeah.
I have not really had the pressures of week and weekend. It's Saturday. I'm painting, which is what I was doing on Friday. Just a little tidbit. Even if you got out of the weekday, weekend situation, the feelings don't change.
Look, I'm not gonna...
So that's weird. It's weird to say. On one hand, I get the weekend thing, and I'm almost like, that's like nice that you would have this like 2 days off. But as somebody who doesn't do the weekday, weekend thing, I feel the pressure every day. There is no weekend, weekday. It's just every day is like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? There's only one life to live. Oh my gosh, I have to do it now. Oh my gosh, I have to do this. Oh my gosh, I got to get this done now. So it's just weird. It's interesting that you bring that up, that like...
Well, my favorite part of the year is football season, believe it or not, because I feel like that's where I actually pull ahead creatively across everybody else who sits there for the next 8 hours today and tomorrow and watches everything from college to the NFL.
I hear you, bro.
You know, and then that's when I start to play the piano, and I have my own little art series that I will finish today. And you know,
I think the football thing is interesting. If you think about it, that's why I stopped watching football.
But how about that Seahawks game this week, huh? Did you watch that?
No, I don't watch any football.
Wow. But you heard about it.
No, I did not. What happened?
Again, I don't know. So obviously, my dad. So he was like, "This is the most important game of the season." I'm like, "I'm not." You say that all the time. First off, so I don't even listen. But he's like, "It's the Seahawks playing." He's like, "I want no distractions." Again, all stuff he says. So I'm like,
he wants no distractions.
Right. So then I'm like, so the Seahawks game comes on. I'm like, Ashley, should we watch this? So we go upstairs. We start watching it a little bit. They start losing. I'm like, all right, I'm out. We just got back from Sedona, so I was like, whatever. And the next morning, he comes in the room. He's like, oh my God, you won't believe what happened. It was unbelievable. And I'm just like, it's all words that he might have said in other contexts of different things, but the NFL was kind of a weird thing, and the Seahawks was a weird thing. I was like, send me clips. And so he started sending me clips, and I was like, oh, that is weird, right? The weird part was, I guess the guy threw a pass, and again, I don't know what I'm about to say. He threw a pass on a 2-point conversion, if I understand football correctly.
Look at you. You know what you're talking about.
And
okay.
The pass hit the Rams guy's helmet and landed in the end zone. Well, a Seahawks player seemingly unknowingly picked up the ball to kind of hand it to the ref.
Yeah.
And they considered that the 2-point conversion, which gave them the extra points to basically tie the game.
Did someone touch it en route to? Did someone on the other team, whoever they're playing, make an attempt at the ball after it hit the helmet of the opposing team?
Obviously, if that's what it's going to qualify it as the 2-point conversion, is then probably, they didn't. I didn't see that part, But it was everyone was shocked because again, it was so natural, right? The ball hits the guy's helmet,
right?
And that's all I see, right? I see the ball hit the guy's helmet, it lands in the end zone. Obviously, everyone's just standing around, aka the play's over. Seahawks player goes, picks up the ball, just casually, picks it up. There's no hurry to pick up the ball.
Right,
just
right.
Picks it up off the ground, and they're 2-point conversion.
Interesting.
And everyone's looking around, then they're looking at the rule book, whatever. And they're like, yeah, that technically counts because it was. If it's a lateral versus not lateral, it still.
Oh,
counts.
it was a lateral.
Well, no, it was
Or was it a forward pass?
It was an indirect. Would it be lateral then? Because again, literally, it hits the guy's helmet.
Right, but if the quarterback threw it backwards,
right, and it hit the guy's helmet.
At the moment it hit his helmet,
right.
It was heading backwards.
Right.
It's now a fumble, basically. It's like a live ball.
Right, so that's what happened.
They ruled. Okay.
Right.
Got it.
I think that's exactly how it was ruled. So it was that, and then again, they were down, and they came, back, and with that, and they had to, it was 6, 8, 10, 9 minutes on the clock in the fourth quarter. They were down, essentially they would have had to make 2 touchdowns and 2, 2-point conversions plus a field goal or something crazy.
Got it.
So it was over, but then obviously they did. and they won. And so it was like everyone was like freaking out that it was. And so
Great. Well, thanks for that update.
yeah, again, confirm it.
I just think that, you know,
Confirm
it's
it.
just the amount of hours. So I think you got the level of entertainment that was worth it, but your dad gave up, you know, 4 hours of his life,
Right.
3.5 hours of his life. And I just couldn't do that. I mean, if you watch one college game and one NFL game on a weekend,
6 hours.
6 hours, these games do not take 3 hours. They take 3.5.
Right, I know. Say less. I
So
agree.
7.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's not watching the Monday night game. That's not.
I did think it was cool during Thanksgiving when you showed that kid how to throw a pass, though.
Yeah. Well, it's just a.
Is it like
fundamental.
is it a party trick or is it like a
I don't go enough parties to like call it a party trick, but no. I mean, you can teach anyone that needs to know how to throw a football if they want to learn.
I just didn't know it was that technical, right? Like
It's super technical, right?
Yeah. So the
Super
art
technical.
life. When do you think this series will be done?
Well, if I don't mess up as much as I did on this one, and I messed up being a newbie to this whole thing and not necessarily having a strategy for canvas and frame and stretcher bars. But long-winded answer,
How many pieces in the series do you think?
I don't know. It was my first time doing it. I'm thinking 24.
Oh wow.
That's what I would think if I was doing like a fashion collection.
Right.
Like 18, 24 pieces. Now, they all can't be 48 by 48. Or maybe they can be. I don't know. If I got it figured out, then, you know, I might have just messed it up. Anyway, this has been fun, though,
Well, just
talking
paint-
to you while doing it.
Just paint it black.
What would that do?
I don't know. I've been liking the color black lately.
Have you?
It's like a textural element of.
You're a very good artist. We enjoy.
I paint what I see. I literally paint what I see. I was hoping to be a little bit more inspired by Sedona, but I do think we keep joking about the vortex. I have a video series that'll be posted here on Instagram starting today, and I think in an hour, and then tomorrow and the next day and the next day of traveling through these vortexes. So we'll see how it lands.
What do you mean? What's the vortex?
I don't know, they said like there's like energy fields within Sedona where it's like all the earth energy centers. Again, supposedly there's no scientific evidence of it, but again, there's a spiritual, basically like it's a classic, like if you believe, then you will,
Yep.
feel something. And if you don't believe, you'll feel nothing. And I would say like I felt nothing.
Okay.
But I know where that could play a role in later in life, essentially. Okay, like if I wanted to like disconnect and like you said, like visually, like take it in and just like relax.
Yeah.
It's like I thought that was a good thing. What else, Gibran? I'll tell you the truth right now.
Okay,
like,
tell me the truth.
I'm hungover.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went out with Ashley yesterday. It's like we kind of had this tradition where during the holidays we go to the Biltmore Hotel, have a cocktail or two, and just like this sort of collective breath of just like, oh my God, we made it through the year. Because these 2 weeks I just truly love.
Okay.
Because even at our own company, DevHub, we very strict all year long that we give this off. Okay, no interruptions to our people because they work insanely hard during the year to not miss deadlines, to just deliver for our customers. And so we give them from now till January 5th off.
Okay.
And
Well,
so
that's nice.
I'm getting better at like not also like sending a million ideas over this time period too to them. And so we go there. Then we're like, let's go to Durant's, who just reopened in downtown, right? So we went there. And then we opened Martini's bar at the house.
Oh, that's nice.
For, 3 people. And then, and then woke up right now and I'm basically brain dead. And I saw that thing and I texted you and then you're like, come over. And I'm like, holy shit, we're actually going to get to record a video. Because the most popular one that I ever did was the one where you came into my office.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
I swear to God, if you look at my channel, the most popular video was you and I. And where it's like, you were talking to me, I was talking to you.
Well, this is something that Mark believes in. He thinks just the two of us talking is very entertaining and everybody will come back and keep watching. So, if you like what you're watching here, then please, like it or whatever the deal is nowadays. And so that we can keep doing this because he tells me that we have interesting conversations and people would be interested in hearing them.
Yeah, I mean, like today hasn't gone to the exact depth, but I still.
Well, you're leading the conversation, bro. How deep you want to get?
I still think. So again, remember like a couple months ago when we were talking about doing an actual podcast?
Yep.
What were we saying that we were going to name it? Do you remember?
No.
Or we were like tossing around names. We're like, let's do this, da, 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 da. And it's like, you have your view and my view, and it was, I swear it was like a sports analogy. Anyway, again, that's what I was telling Ashley even on the way here. I'm like, I'm fucking brain dead. But again, Gibran said, come over. I'm like, holy shit, we're going to do this right now. And I was like, oh, he'll remember. You obviously don't.
Or don't.
Yeah, which is great, I guess, for us. I was like, what do I wear? I was wearing like a whole Southwest garb. I was like, this is the first time the internet's going to see us.
The
like
internet.
This. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go a little bit more neutral. And so that's why I picked this outfit. Yeah, no, again, there's something that I had read or seen, and maybe I'm even making it up, where people just like hearing people just converse, like sort of unfiltered, versus the polish of potentially like an interview. Like a classic, like shoot the shit, like what's up? It's a Saturday, cool. Oh, you're painting today. Oh yeah, I'm just coming over today. That's how we got together. There's not like sit down in the studio and like let's figure it out. It's like literally I'm joining your routine of this particular Saturday in time and space, and I'm sitting here a little bit hungover from last night, and
I think that's romantic as hell.
Right.
I think the likes and views on this video will prove you fucking wrong.
But
Ain't nobody gonna watch this shit. Like people are. I disagree with you.
Right.
I think if you don't have a fucking cool ass, I think right now
this is a good view.
I think the scroller right now goes like before they even it's on mute. Before they even decide whether to hit play or not, they're making a judgment at production value and cost.
Yeah.
That was in essence,
I agree.
Essentially saying, did these people spend enough time on said thing to warrant me watching them?
I believe that is the it factor nowadays.
So definitely,
it's no more
based on this shit. Ain't nobody watching this. They're not even hidden on mute. So if they're this far along, we have some loyal fan.
You're gonna love this series. You're invited to this series right here.
But see, to me though, this is the real shit. Is like I was telling my son this literally yesterday, and we are, as a family, super blessed to have had some great experiences and do awesome things together.
Yep, you are.
And he, 11, has been raised in that environment. And his expectations for things are insanely high. Like, if he sits down for a meal, this dude, he's had some really good meals.
Right.
And so I think, in the same way that a scroller is expecting heavy production, and then somewhat either not even watching something if it doesn't have it.
Right.
Again, it just speaks to our expectations of how things are going to be. And so my son needs to work on regulating his expectations for things, because the reality is not everything is a banger. But that doesn't mean it doesn't have value.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it didn't do and then the worst part is forgetting the ability to bring yourself to something, to raise the level of whatever the experience is, which is hypothetically what makes the shit good in the first place, is somebody's on the other end who like adds hella value to your life. Because after the production value is decided on, now if you watch, because it's like a cozy story, you definitely expect that person to deliver something cool.
Right.
Otherwise, then you're just saying, oh, this is just pretty production, but fucking that person didn't bring me anything.
Yeah.
But I think that whole process of like, no, you're the one that has to make the thing special. And like, you're going to fail sometimes at it, but ultimately that's what, anyway, I don't know what that was all about, but I think nobody saw it because it's that far in this video and we don't have the production value to make people watch.
Yeah, but I still stuck in the, it's a record of a moment in time. And, even today I saw a video for some reason the first thing in the morning. I guess it was 2014 of my dad giving like a little speech at a Scala when everyone was kind of living in the building and this and that. And, his hair was brown and I don't know, like everyone was sort of youthful. And it was just nice to have that sort of recorded memory, and there's a lot of that, obviously, in my own storytelling on social, that I truly do just enjoy having the record of me even being here with you on a Saturday, is I actually enjoy that part of this, which is where I sacrifice sometimes the production, the editing, the whatever, because ultimately I'm doing it for the audience of, maybe the one person that got that far, which is maybe not commercially, this goes nowhere, but then that one person who did get that far, they're our person, and then again, like me being here with you is really like, I'm doing it for us, in the sense that this is that moment of Gibran doing this series, and me was hungover on a Saturday at 43 years old, it's like all of that is baked into it, and so it's like, if someone's like, Dad, that's sick as fuck, I'm like, right? If someone's like, this is goofy as fuck, I'm like, right? I can care.
Well, that's what makes you special, though.
And so
that's what makes you special, is you have that perspective on life, and you haven't lost the ability.
I wrote my own obituary this week.
Smart.
I had a friend of mine, distant friend, her brother died at 45. Seems like unexpectedly, I didn't ask. And I read his obituary, and I was just, again, like the way that his life was described from the version that somebody wrote for him.
Okay.
I was like, no, I don't want anyone to tell my story. I want me to tell my story of what I thought my life was and who was important and why they were important. And it was like almost like a farewell versus like an obituary. And so I wrote it. Actually, I wrote it in Sedona. I stayed up one of the days till 3:30 in the morning. I'd written the first paragraph actually a couple of days earlier, and it was just like my intro to the obituary. And then the last parts were like, again, calling out Ashley, calling out my parents, calling out my brothers, calling out my friends, calling out, I believe, even...
What do you mean calling them out?
Calling out, like, basically, that these people were important, and this is how they shaped me during my time on Earth. Right? And so, again, short, nothing big. And, I was like, ultimately ends with killer party, thanks for inviting me. Like I had a great time on this planet, And I thought it was just, again, it sort of inspired, maybe even morbidly, from reading that obituary. As I've read a couple obituaries where it's always like, did that person really... One, the idea of being recognized after you're gone, I think, is always sad. I'd rather be recognized while I was alive. And then two, I want it from what people gave me in this world to be me, not how people may have interpreted, what I thought was important. So
then why are you making a video to find that one person?
No, again, I'm making the video for you and I to have a record, but in the event of doing something that, in a weird way, is natural as fuck, it's like, do you find that one person? Is there a part of this that could be something else? Like, again, you don't know, but again, I always believe, like, just taking that initial action to do and then figure it out as it might unfold. And even if it doesn't matter. We still have a record of us on this particular Saturday in December.
Interesting. I mean, I think there's value to that. I'm not going to deny that. I just think, I think there's value to it.
No, but I mean, you cracked the social media code.
I did not crack
No,
the
you did.
social media code. I did not.
You did.
I did not.
If you go to the creative quarterback right now and go look up his Instagram, link below, right, classic, you'll see. I was there as he was doing all the creative shit that nobody was paying attention to. And then when you started to dial into the whole quarterback, this and that, analysis of plays, sticking to that narrative, I mean, you were blowing up.
Right, and that is essentially why I ended up stopping.
Right.
But again, that asks the question, is like, I mean, again, I don't, it doesn't ask a question. I ask the question. The fact that my creative stuff got no burn and nobody watched it. And in order for me to get a following on Instagram, I essentially just had to go back to what people knew me as, which was a quarterback, and what people thought I was good at that back then. And that said a lot to me. Is that like, hey, I was a quarterback and not that great a quarterback if you look at the statistics. But even that, like, I don't know. I think you get stuck in a box. I think that's the worst part about social media.
But do you think now it's still the same? If someone wants to break, they still follow the same formula and they can break through? Or do you think now, because the algorithm is, they're surfacing?
No, I think, yes, you can still be successful. You can still break through. You need to be entertaining, educational, and know how to get somebody to stop scrolling. I think you got to get somebody to stop scrolling. And as things move forward, the middle ground doesn't work. It has to be super raw. And then, like, if it's raw, it has to be like algorithm based to where you had enough likes that somebody saw it randomly and they're like, oh, I don't know this person, but it's raw and it's gotten this many views. Because I think the eyes are basically going, scroll. If it's raw, how many likes and shares? Oh, it's been suggested to me. I'll pop it on. And then if you're in that case, it's going to be something random. Like I saw one pop on my feed, the pizza guy. It was a pizza guy in New York, smoking a blunt, and he basically was like, some influencer was going to charge me $2,500 for like a video. So I just thought I'd smoke a blunt and show you my sourdough starter. And that's all he did. And it blew. Because people are reacting to the like anti-hero narrative.
Right.
But if you want to be the hero, it's a TV channel. It's a TV station. Everybody's got a remote. They're flipping the channel. And it's no different. They're just flipping the channel.
This is like the Weather Channel then?
This is like PBS, PBS in between 1 and 2.
This is just like a scrolling guide.
The Super Bowl is playing on NBC, and this is what PBS is showing on their station. They're expecting nothing. So, people
How classy. This is classy, though.
People are just changing, flying through on the remote. So what made you stop on the remote? Good-looking person or an interesting set or, like whatever it is. They're just flying through.
Yeah.
And unlike a TV remote back in the day where they knew they had like 100 channels, they're like, fuck, I got infinite channels, bro.
Oh, doom scroll.
So I would just...
doom scroll the shit out of it.
Right. And so I think like the reality is if you do have success, getting back to the topic, on social media... I didn't get successful enough to where I can comment and be like an authoritative figure, but you can't tell me somebody that got successful for, let's say, delivering music. At least this didn't work for me.
Right.
Delivering music recommendations.
Right.
It's like, you make 50 videos on delivering music recommendations, and that shit becomes a job real quick.
Right.
Like, real quick. And to me, if you don't have an underlying business that I just didn't understand that part of it. That's why I stopped. Like, I came out with a creative quarterback product for like high school quarterbacks and college quarterbacks, like, you know, that I thought was pretty clever and creative, and nobody bought it. So I was like, okay, well, I gotta feel a business, and maybe I'm old school, you know, I'm 44, so I'm the old dude and I don't get it. But like, if there's not an underlying business that you're building the social media content for, I didn't understand the part where you're just going to keep making it, because then you basically just have a job of making videos, and you better love that.
Yeah. Same page. Same page. Oh, I thought you were stopped moving. All right. And that is a Gibran studio tour conversation. We'll see where it goes.
Thanks for stopping by, guys.